experience that much. We'll leave it to the coach.
Oh,
For the side of
Same
RRQ Hoshi
exact
to
bands, there are
rack
no
the
changes.
braids.
No changes.
No changes.
okay.
Oh,
Okay,
there's a change.
Jusin.
All right.
So Juice and Eve?
At this point in time, I think it's just RRQ Hoshi members that just telling
Time to
Coach
drop
Kescu
the
that,
beat of
yeah,
the floor.
we don't want to deal with this Jusin. We don't want to.
Think of the joy. If they're, yeah, that's usually them. That's them signaling that they really want to get the Eve as the
Gaze
first
the
pick.
stars and
Okay, so it's
see
gonna
your
be the first pick for
path.
ONIC then. RRQ, what did they respond with? Suyo, Harith
Among
again.
the planes
Yeah.
exists the equilibrium.
If they can forego
Which I
Then
was
ONIC will go
made
for Moscow
for.
focus.
yeah. Oh yeah, with the Alpha gone, they can't. You know what? Don't
Going
get the
diving?
Suyo just yet. They could get the Harith, but then maybe get the
But then you
Hylos.
give Suyo to ONIC for free.
Then you get Haya third.
Oh. So you're going all in then?
Yeah, okay. It's risky because if ever ONIC can just pick up Jawhead and Cho just to shut down a Haya third pick. But
Yeah.
if ever there's a chance ONIC might not read into that.
Again, right, for ONIC, they play so well at like they don't want to give kills at all in the early game. So the Haya, I think, falls off really hard if you don't get snowballing from the start. They
Okay, so it's the reverse thought I had. They get the Suyo instead, and now
And
they're
then the
blocking the
Jawhead.
Hayabusa.
Okay.
So it discourages the Hayabusa over to the side of ONIC.
Yeah.
That will leave them with perhaps the Nolan again that can be picked. And that will leave them also with perhaps some more comfort for the fact that they are now going for the B1, B2, B3 blind pick.
Yeah. It discourages the Haya, but they can still go for the Haya.
They can still go for Nolan again, by the way, right? Like, I mean, Nolan
Yeah,
is
it's Abstract
solid. You can escape from Jawhead. So I think I agree with Abstract. I think Nolan is the safer choice compared to the Haya. They go for the Moskov and Hylos. Okay, so
the blind pick then.
wow, they're risking losing all the jungle
Yeah.
picks second phase.
They really want to do that.
It's actually really good that they picked up the Hylos now, because other than synergizing well with the Eve, it also could have really messed up the Eve lineup. If you're up against a Hylos and a Jawhead together with a Suyo, it would have been devastating for their front line, and they would have, at that point, they might have actually run out of front liners, as RRQ Hoshi will potentially take those away.
Payback.
Farsa,
They go
for
for
Farsa.
it. Get the reach. Okay, that's a good start.
That's good.
Yeah.
I agree with this.
Beatrix!
Oh, the Beatrix might be a bit tough against this composition, though. Actually,
I do.
you know what? With the Jawhead, I think the Beatrix can work. You have enough shred to go through like the Hylos.
Yeah, it helps the damage, but
physical shred together with your what's that again? Niburu? Yeah.
Nibiru. Nolan
be
band.
huh.
But I don't think so.
Should be
We
Nolan
haven't seen
Haya.
Beatrix in a long time.
Fight for the ultimate
They're setting up for an assassin. Nolan Haya, right? Should be Nolan Haya. Those are the two meta picks. I don't
Yeah,
think they're
Nolan's
going to
already out.
Ling over Haya.
Yeah, because if they ban out the Nolan Haya, you already know.
There we go.
On the side of ONIC, you have two main options: the Julian and even the. Would you consider Lancelot?
We haven't seen Lancelot in a
Ling,
long time.
Lancelot,
Julian.
Julian.
Yeah, I feel like ONIC might end up fielding the Julian here, considering that they have the Moskov, which is a little bit more scaling. You have the Eve that isn't really bombastic magic damage. You need a jungle, I feel like, or you need a little bit more sources of magic damage.
I am not the only one
Okay,
bound
they
by
banned the
these
Phobia, so
chains.
a possible Lucas in the XP too. Possible.
Yeah.
They get Lucas in the XP. I think that might be enough to go.
Like a steal from RRQ Hoshi?
It's a good bridge.
RRQ have to keep their XP as the last pick. Because if the Lucas comes in, they got to be ready with a CC pick. Especially if ONIC go for Ling Lucas, right? Because then you need a CC to cover the side lane to beat up the Ling if
Yeah.
ever he goes to push. You go gold lane.
If they pick CC,
Harith is still available as well.
Harith.
And they also
yeah.
do have they still have the aspect to kind of play around the Zama Force. Extending the longevity of the Zama Force altogether. You have great reach with the Jawhead.
or they try
I've been
Irithel
waiting
again.
for too
Oh,
long.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like the carry here. Not against the Moskov, not in the matchup particularly, but just to help get rid of the front line. Because this is a very clean front to back that ONIC are looking for.
Yeah. But how effective will a carry be up against Eve? I don't know, in my recent memory, like, a lot of the carry games I saw against Eve did not
Yeah.
go well for the carry.
You get
too.
outranged.
Yeah. And at the same time, they decide to go Lucas here
And Vengeance.
in Vengeance.
But to be fair, it's going up against a Moskov, which doesn't have that big of a reach too.
Lucas and
Mortis!
Whoa! Wow. That is, yeah, Mortis is amazing against the Jawhead. You try to eject him, Mortal Coil.
and
But-
of
Yeah,
course it goes
that's the
CC.
CC we were talking about.
Yeah.
Leaving that all the way for the last two, just so that they will have the means and the answer to the Lucas.
You know, in hindsight, that carry pick was perfect because I think RRQ Hoshi were also considering a little bit of a tankier type of jungler, not exactly assassin. So the carry looks good in that regard, but I don't know. I feel like the Hylos and the Eve might actually be too problematic for it.
We'll see. We'll see. Personally, I do like the carry. Pretty okay when it comes down to the laning composition. One thing that carry always suffer is when going up against marksmen that have long reach. But luckily this time you're going up against a Moskov. But regardless, it is 1-0. The current scoreline that is working for ONIC Indonesia. RRQ has got this one game to prove their worth, to make sure that they don't get swept out in this land of dawn.
One game away from securing a clean sweep that will get ONIC Esports straight to the knockout stages of the Snapdragon Pro Series Season 6. RRQ Hoshi, though, won't be that easy for them. They will try to make this road of Onyx a very tough road ahead. A Martis pick, an unorthodox Martis pick. Again, from the unorthodox draft of ONIC Esports.
The more I look at the drafts here, it seems like Edoc now has to be so selective of who he tosses. Has to be very careful. He has to be careful not to just like, you know, once he's level 4, always just keep looking at Sans, because if ever he's going to get taken down relatively quickly and then suddenly it's going to fall into the hands of Dyrant to try and protect. It's so risky because when you look at Edoc and Dyrant, they're both dive types. Who's protecting your back?
Yeah, it's the best defense is offense type of deal here for
Yeah.
RRQ Hoshi. They want to have enough divers like Edoc, Sutsujin, and even the CC so that the Farsa and carry will be safe in the back. Oh, what?
Oh!
1v1? That is not supposed to happen for the CC. Look, B!
Oh no, Dyrant, that has to come up. Big reset has to come from him now. Now a toss in the mid.
Revitalized though. Oh, this might be good for Kyrie. Sutsujin low, Mortal Coil. Oh, and the Decimate. Kyrie looking for two. Oh, that's a double. A disaster for RRQ Hoshi in the first minute of the game.
Feels like a caster cursed E-Dog. It's like, be careful with who you toss.
Tosses
Tosses
Keyboy.
who revitalizes, which domino effect led to Susujin going down. That is a horrid start all across the map. The Lucas 1v1 the CC, and ONIC got the roam and the jungle early on.
And this is a Martis. Folks, we have not seen a Martis in a while, but just to, you know, remind you how much of a disgusting hero this is if you get 2 kills to start. Heck, if you just get Turtle and no kills, it's already difficult to go up against. Kill 2 kills, man. Oh, the snowballing of this pick. You can see Kyrie already rotating towards orange buff. He wants to utilize his early game pressure.
Yeah, they can invade. If E-Dog tries to help, he's going to get poked down. So they show pressure, but they don't apply it just yet. They don't need to. By the way, again, QR code's up on your screen. 80K for the champions. It's a world championship at that point. It's a global tournament what we're getting for the Mobile Masters happening in Jakarta.
I'm just concerned. Oh, really intelligent by Sutsujin.
Yep.
Something we were criticizing from Sutsujin from previous games is the fact that, you know, when he gets behind in the early game, it's tough for him to stabilize. But in this game, he is managed very well. Good pathing from the man to secure an orange buff and to stop the snowball of the Martis, at least a bit.
But this should be a signal now that the top side really needs help since ONIC Esports gave up their orange buff. RRQ Hoshi read the rotation of ONIC that they're going to be top side focused. E-Dog for himself.
No, look at the ejector. Glorious path to come down with Wheel Room and play shut out the Decimate! Another one's coming down, so the Jin already used the blink, now the SOD! And Kyrie gets the Decimate. They're diving deep onto Toy. Keyboy gets the stun! A triple for Kai! Oh no! RRQ!
5 kills for Kyrie, 6-0. E-Dog tried to throw grass and it bit him back in the... Let's not talk about it. RRQ Hoshi, killless right now.
Oh, and And just as we were saying that a 2-0 lead on a Martis is devastating,
Okay.
they get on the board, so, you know, they're no longer killers, but it still doesn't, you know, shut down the Martis. It's 5-0 Martis. He has a 100 strike. He has a 100 strike already.
Fast. This cannot just be let's toss the first target I see unless it's super, super high value. I think at this point we're just going to be seeing a more defensive Jawhead. Allow ONIC Esports to go forward. When they go forward, toss them, and then allow Riz to just free hit from the back.
Oh, the red trio win being a level. No, it's level. On the level of Turtle and another. Give him 6 kills on the board. That is 7-1. A stomp in the early game. 3,000 gold lead. And yeah, it might not look like, you know, Kyrie has the crazy XP lead, but I would love to see the gold lead right now.
RRQ Hoshi. I think that's one of the things you really feel when you play against a hero that you haven't gone up against in a long while. It's sort of like you're just trying to remember how to deal with this again. What were the rotations we need to do to deal with the Martis? What abilities are we counting to deal with the Martis? And it seems like RRQ Hoshi have forgotten it. 6 kills, man. In terms of their gold difference, 1,000 is the lead that Kyrie has over
He's going
Sutsujin.
Look at the item he's going for, Mr. Renmar. 100 strike BOD. No boots, he doesn't care. He's like, no, I have the glorious pathway to give me... Uh-oh, Dyron caught on the bad spot again. This time he has Vengeance, so burns out the Vengeance for a Mortal Coil.
It's also really hurt that even though, let's say, in the alternate universe, RRQ Hoshi, Dyron was able to reverse, able to solo kill Lutpi. If everything else happening in the map actually shuts down the CC, it's really enough. CC, you can win lane, you can dominate lane. But you're also very susceptible to, if the rest of the map loses, there's not much I can do still. Even if you try to rotate to the mid to help cover, to help, it's still not going to be enough. Now, RRQ Hoshi, hopefully they fully accepted that they have to play from the back foot and can really no longer just be aggressive and trying to pick off. They have to play with a defensive mindset in a counter mindset.
2,600 gold lead, 6 minutes. In hindsight, it's not really the worst gold lead. It's just, my concern is the 6-0.
Yeah.
Severo should be able to blink out of this. Yeah, he does. And right as they see Kyrie, it's a jump scare. They just got, oh, run.
We've done what we need to do here. RRQ Hoshi, hopefully they don't heavily contest this. They don't need to. Oh, Spirit Destruction does not hit the carry. So Sutsujin can just be left to farm and even toy in the side lanes, while RRQ Hoshi are just trying to get some semblance of control in the center of the map. I think both teams have acknowledged the jungle patterns of the other. They saw Sutsujin up top. They know Kyrie's getting his orange buff. So they're a little bit more aggro around here, but ONIC Esports are not giving them anything. No angle whatsoever to start. They're just zoning out. This is actually like a long zone out for the Moskov in the bot lane.
Yeah, glad you noticed that. It's amazing. My ONIC Esports really just making a line with Sans. They're zoning as well. They really want to make the most out of the Moskov siege. And feathered airstrike Rins and has to burn the flicker.
Oh, that does not feel good. That does not feel good. You want to zone, you want to try and get something, and High Loss just walks up to you, pokes you down, and stuns you.
Retrieve from Sutsujin to secure the purple buff. At least they get that. But the tier 2 down below, half HP, even with the extra, you know, damage reduction you get here early. It's still chunk low, and for ONIC, they're already starting to suffocate RRQ of their resources, taking the moving in for the purple buff, now freezing in a lot of the waves up top, not shoving it in, letting the minions die to each other.
Kyrie's third item was finally completing his boots. He was such in a comfortable lead that he just rushed his main 2 damage
7
items.
minutes BOD.
7 minutes.
On Martis.
Yeah, that's how you know a guy was able to farm comfortably. They're gonna go in. Edok misses.
Oh, Severo just blinks away there. Feather Airstrike comes down, but the real world manipulation is enough to actually zone them away for a bit. Good Mortal Coil from Kyrie. It was a good attempt from Sutsujin to look for the stun. They baited out the Revitalize, a Flicker, actually 2.
Okay, Kiboy now has the anti-cuirass, so it's not gonna be a straightforward burst on him from the Jawhead. At this point, the Jawhead's capability to burst is pretty much out the window, unless you somehow miraculously get Sans and Severo. But Severo, every time he's been spotted out by Edok, has just escaped, either with dashing out or just finding the window of opportunity to get away from the Jawhead.
They're just trying to weather the storm at this point, right? Lutpi up
Zoned.
top, dueling Sutsujin, just like in the show. Keyboy will just reset it again. They are in no rush. They can play the long game here. Lutpi again against Dyron. Curtain Call gets used up. Lutpi goes over to beast mode. Edok gets poked down. Another shot down for Lutpi. And now RRQ with Edok low, they have to respect.
Okay, Edok still has the flicker, but I think at this point you just have to accept you're not going to be able to get this Lord.
Stable Force. Oh, the ejector back as well!
Oh!
Sutsujin wins the retry battle! Glorious pathway plays out. Sutsujin, though, will be sacrificed. That is 2 kills for the retry, for the turtle pick. Or Lord, rather, sorry. Dyron able to get the curtain called. SODS whiffs, so no punishment from ONIC Esports. And RRQ are doing a good job now to actually stabilize. Remember, Martis does fall off.
Let's see if RRQ Hoshi can extend this long enough so it does completely fall off. Now ONIC Esports, they'll be able to handle this Lord without a problem. And because they were able to clear out the minion waves in mid, I don't think RRQ Hoshi are going to be able to get a considerable push into the mid lane. They're not going to be able to break down that tower just yet. But bot lane should be good, yeah. So that's a tower, another tower secured for RRQ Hoshi.
But that was really good though for RRQ Hoshi. Again, they just need to scale up. They have a very good late game composition. I'll just have to say that. The Farsa CC carry as well. If they are able to hold off for long enough, ONIC might be the ones that find themselves in a very scary position.
Yeah. And I like how Rin's committed the feathered airstrike there just to make sure that the middle tower is still going to be healthy. They know that they can't lose that tower at this point. Maybe once they've closed up the lead just a little bit, they can no longer they don't need to heavily defend it as they need to. But so far, as long as that tower stands, RRQ Hoshi have a very good chance of turning things around. 3K gold lead for ONIC Esports. The gold laner still a gap between the carry and the Moskov. 8.3, 8.4K for Moskov, while only 6.5 for carry.
That's another turret down. Tier 2 for Tier 2 down below. RRQ are holding on to turrets really well despite the 5,000 gold lead before, 5,000 gold deficit that they had against ONIC Esports. And now they're looking to go to the mid lane. It won't be a take, but they're actually making proactive moves on the map, which is a very different sight to see from the previous one. Keyboy pops in Glorious Path. Edok all alone goes with the ejector and the Unstoppable Force. Sutsujin wants to go in, but I don't think the rest of the team wanted that. Becomes just a free kill to ONIC in the end. But they did bait a flicker from Savero, so it's not all in vain.
Still not ideal. No. This is not optimal, and without our own lead, it's going to be tough. Oh no. Okay, at least they are still heavily defending that. But yeah, I don't know if it was a miscommunication or Edok maybe have failed to communicate that he wanted to go for a dive to the back. The Jawhead was just really caught in the worst spot possible.
I wonder what stopped Savero from going bot lane when ONIC and RRQ were going for Lord 1, right? Because they were going back and forth, practically Lord dancing, but they didn't have a slow push. They didn't have a push at all in the bottom lane, so playing the patient game didn't really give them any benefits.
Yeah. Well, let's see if they'll be able to rectify that as this goes on. RRQ Hoshi hugging their mid tower. Edok goes in again.
Oh, this time finds Keyboy. He gets bursted down. Lutpi in the back. SOD used as well. Savero diving in. Rin's going to be slain. Savero finds the shutdown. As now Sanzo flickers forward. Toy able to react in time. Doesn't get picked off. But it is a 3-for-1. ONIC Esports regain control.
Clean counter engaged by ONIC. Edok was able to toss up the high loss, and you can see the damage is there for RRQ Hoshi, but unfortunate for them, ONIC Esports were ready. Lutpi came from behind at the same time. The SOD came at a gank angle as well.
It's an end angle? No, the minions.
Not
One cannon minion. Toy is dealing with it. All right, ONIC decide, we'll wait. We'll play the discipline game. We have an enhanced Lord, and up top, it's a free tier 2. So they've gotten rid of every tier 2 turret. Now it's down to just the side lane base turrets.
If I'm ONIC Esports here, I'm going to make it look like I'm trying to end already for this one with the Lord marching in. If they can get an early kill or two in that team fight, they commit for the end game. If they do not get that though, then they can just back off and force resources out of RRQ Hoshi, leave the base naked, and then come back again with the next Lord.
13-3 in 13 minutes. This really feels like the ONIC of old.
Oh, yeah.
The ONIC that would beat the clock in many occasions. Lord charging down, conceal cancelled by the poke. Rins is invisible, but there's no real target. It's a Lucas up top. Now Glorious pathway to cut them off with the airstrike coming down as well. Tyrant's still able to kite away. The RWM gets placed down, and that's going to be Tyrant and Eda caught inside of it. Sutsujin getting pierced down. Oh, the base getting hit a couple of times. They will look to go and set their sights up top. Rins, wings by wings, able to escape from a stun by Keyboy.
I think RRQ Hoshi didn't lose any members. That was a perfect approach. The glorious pathway angle from Keyboy was on point. At the same time, Severo was also threatening, making it look like he wanted to end there. They were able to poke down the members of RRQ Hoshi, but they didn't need to force the end. They didn't get a pick off just yet. So as we mentioned earlier, they should probably just wait for the next Lord. Knowing ONIC Esports, well, to be fair, knowing RRQ Hoshi, they might try something, and ONIC Esports might counter.
Oh, it's just really tough for RRQ to try something out now, huh? They have stalled time, but it is, again, another power spike that ONIC Esports has hit, I think, with Sans and Severo, and I don't think RRQ Hoshi are there just yet. I don't think they're at their power spike. Vins is still pretty far behind of Sans. You can see here in the items too, yeah, the Ice Queen 1, the Wishing Lantern, Blood Wings, it's going to be very tough to kill that Eve. Wind of Nature too, done for Severo.
Yeah.
And the Rose Gold for Kyrie, plus Sky Guardian Helmet.
Oh, yeah, Kyrie does not need to go back to base for majority of this next sequences. Lutpi with the anti-Cuirass as well should help somewhat with the damage output now that the Sutsujin and the Jawhead have. Toy with the Malefic Gun wants a little bit more reach. You know what, I think RRQ Hoshi actually might have the items already to stand toe-to-toe, but it's not going to be easy. It's like a tough ask.
It's very, very difficult, I think. Especially considering Divine Glaive has just been picked up by Sans earlier there, just right on time with the Malefic Gun. Yeah, RRQ can deal damage, but Sans is basically going to be doing true damage with the Divine Glaive now. Yeah. They don't even have a lot of magical defense. And again, slow push up top, so now Boy gets a stun, Edok. Caught low, Flicker Sans! Flicker real world manipulation. Diver gets the kill, but it's all right. The sacrificial play for now Kyrie to jump in and get the Decimate down. One last shot at Severo. Cleans house. Down below in the base, buys the Rose Gold. It is just Rin, Severo flickering forward. Now also with a few more hits on the base. Rins tries to defend but gets shoved back by Lutpi. ONIC Esports 2-0 clean sweep.
An amazing clean sweep in favor for ONIC Esports, and now they made the climb all the way